Hey, what's up? It's Bri checking in.
What's up, y'all? It's T.
So you got Bri and T on the beat.
Yes, another week. Here we made it.
Another day, another dollar.
Yes, I love it. I love it. Another dollar.
Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get into these hot topics. You know, guys, that's what we do every week. We come to you guys with these hot topics.
Yes, and a lot of crazy stuff happened this week, so
Lord,
let's do it.
I don't even know what to say. So we're going to start out with the Super Bowl.
Yes, I forgot the Super Bowl happened because it was just so, mediocre as far as what I heard.
Listen, I know we talked about it last week. We talked about us coming to you guys about the Super Bowl this week, and you guys was expecting that, but
yeah.
I fell asleep.
You fell asleep?
So
you were trying to stay up, and you just
So when I got off, I went home, and I was like, okay, I'm going to take me a quick nap, and then I'm going to wake up for the Super Bowl.
But yeah, that nap be turned into a
Girl,
nice
I work
sleep.
up after the third quarter.
You.
I work up after the third quarter, so I was just like, okay, I don't really think I missed anything. And then I was supposed to go back and then look at the halftime, but I never
it didn't
did.
happen.
So did you?
It didn't happen.
Did you watch anything?
Well, okay, so in our last show, we were kind of talking about Gladys Knight doing the national anthem and really dissecting it.
Right.
And I love Colin Kaepernick. I love everything he stands for. And I don't know, the football aspect of it, it's I don't really care about that. But then I just started thinking about everything with Gladys Knight, and I was like, I kind of felt I wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling it.
I mean, if you wasn't feeling it, then we got to move on. We got to let bygones be bygones, and then you just got to move on with your life. It is what it is. You know what?
But you know what? I don't even know, I wouldn't say I was boycott, but I think I did the boycott, but I don't even know if I did it right.
You did boycott without knowing that you was doing the boycott.
Yeah,
basically.
But I don't even know if I did it right because I did go look up the Travis Scott. That's what I really wanted to see, his performance.
Right.
So I looked it up afterwards, and that, from what everybody said, that was the most interesting part of the show. So.
I mean, maybe I need to go back and look at it, but at the end of the day, all I know is that I didn't get an opportunity. I'm so sorry, guys. I didn't get an opportunity to go and look at the Super. I wasn't boycotting. I just fell asleep, and then from what I was told, I didn't miss anything because there were so many other people. From what I was told, well, not even from what I was told, from what I seen on the internet, these were the lowest numbers.
Yes, in a decade.
Exactly. And I was just like, woo, and this is Atlanta.
Yeah, that's so sad, man.
I mean, but
Atlanta's such a turn up. I bet maybe the after parties were cool. I don't know.
I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there. I wish I was. I wish I was there for the turn up, but it is what it is.
Whatever. Super Bowl, that was the huge event last week. This week we have back-to-back. Now we got the Grammys coming up. We got the Grammys. Boom.
Baby, it's so much tea going on with these Grammys. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to do. It's so much tea going on.
It gets worse and worse every year.
Oh, my goodness.
So, okay, we already know a handful of people have, declined performing at the Grammys. Kendrick Lamar, I think we saw Drake and Childish Gambino all have turned it down. As far as we know, they were offered an invitation to perform and to come. Right. They haven't even confirmed if they're coming. So it's they turned down the performance, and now they don't even...
So why do you feel like they turned down...
The performance?
The performance.
Yeah.
And they haven't responded to...
Right, because there's been no response. Yeah, no response. Well, I think this is something we've seen kind of growing in the upcoming years. People have really been speaking out with the lack of representation of maybe Black culture in some of these award shows as far as being acknowledged. Just okay, yeah, we can perform and dance and sing, but
it's just we're not getting the respect that we need.
Yeah,
so it's
and the recognition.
Until you guys respect our culture and give us the recognition that we need, then we're not going to come. We're not going to attend until you acknowledge us. Yeah. So I respect that. I really do.
Because a lot of things, hip-hop culture kind of, shapes the culture.
Exactly.
What's cool.
It
what's, in music and fashion
even though
and
people
everything.
say that they don't look at it, they don't listen, you still mimic it. Even if
you're
not,
still getting influenced.
Even if you're not listening to the music, you're still looking at the style. You're still looking at... It's so many different aspects that goes into the hip-hop culture that people are not recognizing, that they're not acknowledging, that you're not taking this from the hip-hop culture. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's so many things that I can say that you've taken from our culture that you're not, acknowledging.
Yeah, it's like Cardi B with the Pepsi commercial. Love her, hate her, you still gonna see her. You can't deny the influence, the impact. She's in Super Bowl Pepsi commercials. So it's like stuff like that. I think it's kind of speaking on that volume of like, we will be a part of this, but it has to be more inclusion. You know what I mean? It has to be more representation of us. So
I even seen that J Lo is doing the Motown tribute.
Jenny from the block. I'm still Jenny from the block. And I love Jenny from the block.
You know what? I think J Lo has a lot of influence, and she has a lot of. I'm trying to figure out the right word to say. She has a lot of people behind her.
Oh yeah.
I just don't think that this was the right area for her. Like, this for real. This just wasn't the right area for her to
like. What are y'all doing? Like, seriously.
My question was, who idea was this? Who idea was this to make her to allow
Can
her
we speak to the powers that be?
But you know what? I mean, I understand there's a lot of people that's turning down this opportunity.
Oh, true. Maybe people turned it down.
Right, exactly. And that's where I go first. I'm just like, okay,
J-Lo,
so a lot of people.
I want to know how far down the list. I'm pretty sure you could have found
somebody.
How far down the list did y'all go?
You could have found somebody.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, Motown Records, it's their 60th anniversary.
Exactly.
When you think about Motown, you think about soul. Like, and like I said, I love Jenny from the block. Like, I love J Lo.
You love Jenny from the block.
Jenny from the block. I do, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think that was a smart decision for the representation of Motown. Like, you have so many people out here. Jennifer Hudson.
Exactly.
I mean, Alicia Keys is hosting the award show. Like,
we should have got Alicia to come in, play her piano and do her thing.
She would have did her thing, baby.
I know she would have did her thing.
Fantasia, like, I would have loved to get some, that soul. I need some soul. Like, I need something that's going to shake up the room. Like, and I don't know if Jenny from the block going to do that for me.
We gonna have to wait and see. I mean, so many things that I could say, but I don't know.
What do you think?
I just feel like they could have found somebody else that was more qualified for the position. Like, that's just what it is.
Qualified? You sound like a resume. Put your resume in.
J Lo, I love you. Listen,
yeah.
I love you in all your movies.
I do too.
Singing.
I was lucky thinking about that because she can dance. She's triple threat.
You know what? She's a jack of all trades.
Yeah, but Motown,
baby, this ain't your trade.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
This is not. I don't personally think this is your trade.
Yeah.
But I love you and everything else, but I just feel like this is exactly why.
Yeah.
This is a prime example. Like, so many people are turning it down because they don't represent the culture, they don't acknowledge it. This is exactly a point. Like, you're letting her do the Motown tribute, and it's just like, she don't represent our culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, she don't know where we come from. She don't know what we represent.
She don't have that. That soul isn't going to be represented. It's just
like, you can research it as much as you want, but it's not in your blood.
In you.
It's not in your blood. It's not there. Like, that's just what it is. So that's how I feel about it.
And when you say that, I won't bring it up like deeply, but it makes me think about earlier. We saw the blackface hoodie that came out with Gucci.
Girl, oh my goodness.
And it's like
how disrespectful.
How disrespectful. And it's like this trend of like a lack of it's like a lack of awareness.
Do your research. That's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Do your research, because a lot of the times it's because people are mimicking other images. And it's just like, oh, that's
and the
cool.
people in the position to make the decisions aren't a representation of the actual culture.
Right. And I think people are looking at this stuff and like, okay, this sends a message.
Mm-hmm.
Right. It does send a message, but to who? And how does it send the message? So make sure you know what exactly message you're sending before you put it out there. So it's like, to us, even though it's just like you want to send it and represent us, make sure you get somebody
that can actually represent Motown.
Exactly. In a proper way.
With the soul.
With the blackface.
Oh,
with the
yeah.
blackface shirt.
Even that.
Both sides. Make sure you're representing in a proper way. Like, you're getting a Caucasian young lady, Latina. I mean, I'm not really sure what her race is.
Jenny, J Lo, she's Puerto Rican.
I'm not talking about Jenny. I'm talking about the young lady who
wore the sweater.
Exactly.
But it doesn't matter. Like, even as a black person, I put on that sweater and my black skin is gonna blend in. Like that's silly. Like, that's kind of like,
exactly.
It's just, you need to be aware of the people who are buying y'all's products are people who look like us. You know, don't do things to offend, like throw out that offense. It just shows like, okay, we're putting our money into this. It's like, y'all don't even care like about us, you know. So
just do your research and just know the culture.
Like, know the culture.
Know exactly what you're putting out. You don't want to offend anybody. You don't want to take the business away. And I think that it's just pure ignorance. Like, people just don't know.
Yeah, I think
that's what it is. But make sure you know exactly what you're doing before you put it out.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of stuff that's being put out. Because all it is just a cycle. Yeah. Like, we're just taking stuff from the past and revamping it and
showing it in different ways.
Exactly. And making it better. So it's just, make sure you know exactly what you're putting out before you put it out.
Yeah. So, but we'll see how J Lo does with the Grammys.
Girl, right. So we're gonna move on to Chris Brown.
Breezy.
Listen, another week we're gonna talk about Chris Brown. We're gonna talk about Chris Brown with Offset. Chris Brown not getting bullied this week, y'all.
I was waiting to see what you was gonna say, because you was defending him hard last week.
I was defending Chris Brown because I like Chris Brown, and I just
me too.
I don't like people riding him like that. But this week I think the tables have turned. Chris, we was over here defending you last week, and this week
I'm still defending him.
I'm still defending you, but Chris, come on. Leave that man alone.
Chris Brown is so funny. Look, Chris Brown said, "I'm tired of y'all messing with me. Ain't nobody. What you got to say?"
I'm coming for somebody else. I'm coming for somebody else. Who is it? Who next up?
No, girl. Let me just tell you, I literally was like brought to tears.
Laughing?
Yes, brought to tears. Okay, like, I'm talking about gut from the gut. When I seen him talking to Offset, talking about get your a hip, a hop, a hip it to the hip.
I seen that. Oh, you know it's so funny. I read it just like the song.
Yes. Oh my God, yes. I didn't even think about that, but I did that too.
I was like,
girl, but that's so funny, because that's how the Migos, like, they play off of each other.
But
like
I'm trying to figure out, how did he come up with that? Like, what was he like? That was a quick comeback.
The only thing I can think is, we're thinking, the stuff happened with him last week. That was already a lot. Maybe he was just like waiting for that right moment. Like, I want one person to say something.
Listen, Chris was like, you know what? I listened to Bri and T on the beat, and I'm taking y'all advice. I'm tired of them bullying me. But you know what? The next person that come for me, I'm going for you. And I think
going for you.
That's just what it was.
Yeah,
he found that first target. Sorry it had to be you, Offset. But you know what? I love your music, though.
I do too. I love both of their music. Like, come on now. But that was funny. That was really funny.
And he's still going. Like, right now. He's still going on. He's still going on Instagram, Twitter. I'm sure he on Twitter, because Twitter is 20 figures. But I'm sure he going right there. But I think Chris Brown ready to fight.
He said it,
because Chris Brown said, "Now let's leave all this cloud chasing."
If you were real, that's where I think he did go a little too far. Like, why are you trying to fight over that Instagram comment? Like, come on.
But you know what? Maybe he just stepping up. He been bullied so long.
He just want to fight somebody.
Exactly.
He just want to fight anybody.
Because I'm just trying to figure out, why did you just call out Chris Brown? Because there's a whole bunch of people out here doing it.
Thank you. It's perfect.
A whole bunch of people.
And I'm so glad you brought that up, because when all this stuff happened with 21 Savage, everybody was like putting up memes. And honestly, a lot of that stuff was funny.
You know what? I'm laughing, but it's not funny about the situation.
But
I'm laughing at the memes that were funny. Even the video that you showed me about him, he was rapping his little verse with somebody voice tape over
British,
it.
Yeah.
They voice tape over it in British, and I was just like, oh, that's why. She was like, nah, girl, that ain't him. And I'm just like, dang, that's messed up.
You didn't think that was him?
I was like, dang, that's messed up. Why did they do him like that?
No, that it's like, okay, we all laughed at the memes, because all these people that, like, because I saw them go in on Demi Lovato.
But it's not about this, we're going to talk about that too, but it's not about the situation. It's about how Twitter, Instagram can turn something and make it a joke.
Yeah.
And it's really not a joke. At the end of the day, we know that it's not a joke. We know
not
this
a
is
joke.
real life. This is something that people are dealing with every day. But the first person that I seen somebody talk about it was the Demi young lady.
Yeah, where they went off on her?
No, not even about her going off. It was about her laughing about the situation.
No, I'm saying but Twitter went in on her.
But yeah, no, I seen her address the situation, and she thought it was funny, and then people came back and was like, "Oh, it wasn't funny a couple months ago when you was."
And I think that was a little too far.
It was a little too far, but this is something serious too.
Yeah, like, that's true.
Yes,
it was still a learning moment.
Exactly, her situation was serious because it was talking about her health. But this situation is serious because it's talking about somebody who will no longer be in the U.S.
Has kids, a whole family.
You have a lot of stuff that's going on here,
career.
And it's like they're trying to send you back.
Yeah,
you know, you've been here for so long, and you're making light. You're trying to make light of the situation, but. What if that was you? What if somebody was torturing you and you was going through your vulnerable moment?
Yeah, I think that was a good moment for her to learn. But at the same time,
but did she really learn though? That's what I'm trying
to say.
I don't think I seen anything else from her, but I hope she did take from that because I don't think she thought, oh yeah, I was just going through.
Yeah,
a mental breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Like I was just going through a situation to where I feel like I had to go and seek medical advice and medical help. So even though your situation is not the same, it's just as serious as your situation.
That's true. I think on both ends it was a good lesson for everybody because it's like we have to acknowledge the fact that even these people behind these memes, these jokes that we're making, they're going through real life issues.
Exactly.
I agree.
But you know what? I look at it as weird. Like, I'm going through my own personal issues. You're going through your own personal issues. And people that's just not out there like that, everybody is going through something personal that they're dealing with. So we come to Instagram for their relief. So it's just we laugh at other people's problems. But at the end of the day, like when the tables are turned, they're that person on the other side of the phone.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're
but
like,
that's
this
true.
Real.
But
this
that's
is breaking down to some real stuff. Like
that's
they're feeling the same thing.
But it's like I feel like we've gotten so sensitive. Like even for me, we both laughed at that meme.
You know what?
Like it was funny. I don't feel like me laughing at that meme is me laughing at the whole situation. Like
right.
I think I'm conscious enough to understand like the severity of the situation that he's going through. It's like, yeah, people probably shouldn't have thrown out all those memes and stuff, but my whole thing was don't come so hard just at Demi when most of y'all was out there liking that stuff. Y'all was,
don't just come so hard to Chris Brown.
Even Chris Brown, yeah,
that
even
was
Chris
the
Brown.
ultimate thing. But I don't know. I kind of have mixed emotions about Demi because it's just like, don't do it
because of everything she had just went through.
Your situation is still sensitive, like,
and that's why it was a teachable moment for her.
It's something that still can be touched on. So,
but maybe she did learn from it, like you said.
Think before you react.
Yeah,
think before you react about that situation. And then even with Chris Brown, yes, the situation was funny, you know, just on internet playing on the words and stuff. But don't just come for Chris Brown. That's how I look at it in his situation. Don't just come for him because it's multiple people that's doing it, because I didn't see anybody address Demi except people that was outside of the situation. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see Offset addressing Demi. I didn't see anybody else. Like I didn't see.
I think one of them. I think Quavo did or something. One of them. I think one of them's kind of threw shade at her a little bit. But
you know, at the end of the day, for everybody, it's a learning moment. But like you said, I feel like we should be sensitive after the situation is resolved.
Yeah, like when it first announced, and we didn't know nothing. Exactly. All we knew was 21 Savage, UK. Everybody was like, "What?" You know.
Exactly.
So, and y'all know the internet.
I didn't even know the man was from UK.
Yeah, it was
just like, what?
People just ran with that and made a joke.
Wait a minute. UK, if you need to get your green card, let me know.
Oh, he's trying to get his green card. Free one. Hashtag free 21 Savage. He's trying.
If you're trying to get your green card, call us up here at the beat.
It's probably gonna happen because
Jay-Z done bagged him. Jay-Z done put his money behind him, said he gonna help him. Yes. So it's a lot of people out here that's ready to support you. So just know that the beat is here to support you as well.
We're here to support you.
If you need our help, we here.
We're here.
So.
Yes.
But
let's get into
enough about that. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up. We're going to go into our theme of the day. We're going to go into our theme of the day. So let's talk about double standards.
All right. Yeah. Let's talk.
How do you feel about it? How do you feel about double standards?
How do I feel about double standards? So double standards, it's something that we definitely see a lot of. I think even though we are in a culture where everybody's really open,
Do you feel like everybody's open in this culture?
Well, I mean, I see a little bit of everything on social media.
I do see a lot of everything.
Yeah.
Especially with the Super Bowl, the Grammys. Just everything all around.
And just what people show of themselves.
Right.
So I think we are in a time where people show more of themselves, and it's like it's more accepted, but at the same time with that you have a lot of, like, I can speak on like women, a lot more women showing themselves, but I still feel like sometimes that judgment is still there, like that double standard. Like, for example, you may see people are becoming more comfortable about and open about speaking like about their sexuality and that type of thing. And so you might see women, showing their body off and stuff like that.
I just hear so much.
And it might be looked at negatively from men, or like,
I just hear so much, oh, that's not ladylike.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you can't do this because you're a lady. Like, I can see men all day post their abs and post, like, just as far as workout. Like, it doesn't even have to be something sexual or anything like that, but it's okay for you to do it, but it's not okay for me to do it.
Yeah, because when I do it, it's too sexy. It's too, like, oh, you're trying to get attention.
Or, you know what? Aisha Curry.
Okay,
she's a
I
good
love her.
person to bring up, and not to even shed bad light on her, but she made a statement one time just about how she don't have to show her body off. Yeah. And I'm just like, no, you don't. But every time people show their body off, it's not like they don't have to do it in a derogatory way. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I've seen Serena Williams. She's a very classy, sophisticated young lady. She's very classy and sophisticated young lady, and I've seen her in multiple magazines where she's showing off her body, and she works extremely hard for that. She's being sponsored for maybe an underwear line, and they want her in her underwear and her sports bra, and I'm just like, so is that unladylike? So
that's a great point.
So her posing for a magazine versus somebody posing for Instagram doing it for their own promotion, and they're doing it for their workouts and stuff, like, why does it have to be bad? You know what I'm saying?
I agree. Because some people feel empowered when they do that.
Exactly.
When they post stuff like that. But it is a double standard.
But it takes a lot of confidence for somebody to
this showed up.
Because, baby, let me tell you, my body is not ready, but 2019, I'm coming for you, okay?
2019.
Summer 2019, I'm here for you. Just wait till this body come out.
But you're true. Like, it does take a lot of confidence, even for stuff like that. Like, that's one of the reasons that I love Amber Rose, because
the slut walk.
Yeah, and everything she represents. Like,
I think that it just, even though the name, it doesn't actually represent the cause. And I think that she put slut walk to say, okay, you say that I'm a slut, so I'm going to let you know that it's more than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I really like that. And it's people that's out there that's really doing it, that's in their bra and they're in their panties, and they have confidence. Like, what if it's women that don't have a lot of confidence, but they see this and they get motivated and they get inspired to do things like that? So I'm just like, dang, like, it takes a lot.
It does.
So I don't see any bad light or any shame on any of these women. Like, I applaud you.
Yeah,
like, I really do, because it takes a lot of courage to get out there in your bra and your panties to just walk the streets. Yeah. Because it's just, for me, myself, me coming out and like, I had a photo shoot, but it was just something for my personal portfolio. But me doing that, it took a lot of confidence for me because I was a little shy. Yeah. So to women to get out there with their bodies, with all their flaws, and to do it,
it's almost like inspiring for you.
Exactly.
I totally understand. And honestly, that's why I think it actually is important for that term slut that she puts into it, because it's like, what she does is all about double standards. It's like, okay, y'all, because I see it. I follow Amber Rose on Instagram, and she might post things that are sexual sometimes. And you see you see a lot of variety in the comments. You see a lot of people like, yes, and you see a lot of people like, slut, why are you posting these kind of pictures? But it's like, she uses her platform to change terms like that. Like, okay, this is seen as derogatory. I'm going to flip that on you. Right. So it's like, this doesn't have to be a negative thing. Because it's like, when you look at it, you can say that word to a woman, and it's meant differently as if you were to use it with a man.
Right.
So, you know, I agree. Like, stuff like that, it's like, yeah, huge double standard. Like,
okay, so let's talk about, because I like that. I like where we're going. So let's talk about not the Chris Brown.
Bow
I'm so
Wow,
sorry.
yeah.
The Bow Wow situation.
Yeah,
I'm still stuck on Chris Brown.
I know,
I'm still stuck on Chris Brown from
Breezy.
earlier. But let's talk about the Bow Wow situation.
Yeah.
And you know, I kind of feel bad for Shad.
That's a perfect example
I
too.
feel bad for Shad because
you calling
they
him
just-
Shad? I can't.
he said
I
that's
can't.
his name now. Like,
I know, that's so
what he wants to be
respectful.
called. And
But I can't get out
I
of
kind
Bow
of feel
Wow.
bad for him because they just won't let him live. And he used to be Lil Bow Wow. You
Yeah,
just
they don't
won't
know.
You know what I'm saying? So
Okay,
it's just
that's
like they won't let him live. They won't let
Yeah.
him get past. And he used low-key, like he used to be a legacy in our industry.
Oh yeah,
I feel
like
like
he was huge.
He
had a
was
moment.
big. I used to love Lil Bow Wow. Okay, Lil Bow Wow.
You doing the
Like,
little bounce? Okay.
the little bounce or whatever up in here, but no, for real, he
You're
was
right. He
very
definitely
big.
had his moment for sure.
And nobody won't give him credit now, but back in the day, all of y'all know y'all was playing that Lil Bow Wow song. Okay, so
We were.
I know y'all was, but
yeah, that was a huge double standard when. I mean, it's like as soon as that picture came out of him, people went to making
people
fun of him.
went in on him. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, dang. First of all, we're not gonna get over the fact that anything he does, people just like it's nothing. Nobody has anything
But
positive
a lot
to
of his
say.
actions are forced. I'm not saying that particular incident, but you know,
I mean, it was a couple incidents where
like
I
when he
seen-
posted the
I was
jet.
Hold on, wait. What incident are
Who
you
called
talking
him out on that when he posted
Okay,
like,
the jet.
yes.
I wasn't gonna talk about that, but I was gonna talk about the yes. And he said he had a show coming out about this, so we still waiting on this show Bow Wow. But I was gonna talk about the incident where he was out of the country and he had his hoodie on and he was like he had his phone up. He was like, these little kids don't know I'm Bow Wow.
No, they don't.
He was like, these little kids really don't know I'm Bow Wow. And then literally the next clip, they was chasing him. And people started going in talking about you paid them to chase you.
He probably did.
Not they paid. Like, no, not they paid. You didn't pay them.
He probably did.
But it was so funny because he was just like, they don't know that I'm Bow Wow.
Like this is just some
Like,
big moment. Like
they don't know who I am.
Because most people aren't teaching their kids about Lil Bow Wow, but that's okay.
I mean, but that was back in the day though. So
Yeah.
these new kids, this new generation,
Ain't worried about no Lil Bow Wow.
I'm sorry, they don't know Lil Bow Wow, but that was so funny to see him running down the street on some. Basically, now they know. So when somebody came out and was like, "Oh, you paid them,"
Yeah,
I thought that was hilarious.
that was
I
funny.
really did.
I'm sure that was funny.
But I mean, I think we're getting off track. But
We are.
back to the main points.
Even with the double standard with Bow Wow, it's just kind of like that's another side from a man.
His girlfriend beat him up, and if that was a man beating his woman, things would have been totally different, especially for him because he already get a lot of backlash. It was just worse because he got beat up. And I think that that's something that's very serious that we shouldn't even take lightly. But I mean, that's just a prime example.
You're right. It really
From
is a prime example.
A man's point of view.
Yeah.
Like, yes, women get a lot, but they get a lot too.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about it, boy, because when you saw her picture, you didn't see
I didn't see a scratch, a lick. It looked like she bit him on the leg or the forearm.
Yeah.
I don't even know where the bruise. I don't know where the bruise was. But you know what? Honestly, it's not surprising because she looked like she crazy. Like if you watch,
how she just took that picture like I did it.
I watched Growing Up Hip Hop or
Oh,
whatever.
the show on We, yeah.
And they've had a couple incidents where they're going back and forth, and I could tell she's a little crazy or whatever. But I mean, I'm pretty sure he's a little crazy too. Of course, he's been in the light a little longer than her, so he has to. He knows
how to manage it
exactly.
better.
He has to manage how he put himself out there. But the fact that she's just coming in, she's probably been in the industry a couple years, so they both carry themselves different ways.
Yeah,
so,
but that just is kind of toxic.
but she whooped his butt.
Yeah, but you know what? It's crazy because it's like on one hand you look at Bow Wow and a lot of people was laughing at.
I don't think that's funny.
But I'm just saying like a lot of the response was laughing and stuff. But then you look at her, you don't see any scratches, and what's crazy is like, honestly, the reason he probably doesn't have any, the reason she don't have any bruises is because he probably wouldn't fight back.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like he was doing what as a man.
But
like,
you know,
why would he fight this woman? Because at the end of the day, he's stronger. He's probably physically stronger than her. You know.
I'm not in his situation or in his shoes or anything like that, but I knew that seeing that he had more to lose than her.
So that's
why would he put himself in that situation to fight back with her? You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like, women, it's a lot of different standards, a lot of double standards, but women benefit a lot more. Like, it's like 50-50. I think it's 50-50.
Really?
I think, well, maybe 80-20.
I don't know.
80-20. Like,
I don't know. I definitely think there's a lot of double standards out there, and it goes both ways, but with men and women. But I don't know. I feel like women have it harder because I think
women do have it harder too, though, because it's just. I'm gonna let you say it. I'm gonna let you say how you feel, and then I will put my input. I
feel like even in the workplace, you know, you look at it and it's like men make a lot more than women, even when it's like you're doing the same job.
But now, women are elevating.
We are elevating.
Women are elevating.
We are elevating. Okay? But I'm saying I can't pull up the exact statistic, but it's like well known that. A lot of times when women are doing the same job as men, women will make significantly a lot less. And not only that, it's like women
they might do the job more. They might do the job better.
Because that's what women are used to doing. They're used to like being at home, it's just like, taking care of everything. You should be at home,
taking care of the kids.
Yeah.
No. In what society is this?
It's just an outdated mentality.
That's the old generation. We in a new generation, okay?
But now it's expected for women to still keep that up, but
because
also go out and work in real life too.
Who brings the food to the table? That's a good example. Baby, I am the table, okay?
Oh, you the table?
I'm the table. What's good? I'm the table. That's what I tell them. I am the table, okay?
Okay, Bri.
That's what I gotta say. I am the table.
Yeah.
You trying to bring food to the table? Guess what? You putting it on top of me.
Okay.
I laid this foundation. I'm in a generation where I'm laying this foundation. Okay.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
You better quit playing with me. Shoot.
I ain't gonna play. No.
But you know what? That just goes back to in the industry that we're in. Lil' Kim and Trina. That's a prime example. It's a double standard. Like, they're out there and they're doing their music. When they first came out, it was all about, oh, I'm going to F this and I'm going to slut this. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was very derogatory. You know, and it's very shamed upon. But men do the same thing.
The same thing.
Men do the same thing.
They talk, if not worse.
Exactly. Exactly. So you have a woman that's coming out here and they're very open about their sexuality. Why is it okay for you to do it? But they can't do it. But you know what? I applaud them because they were some of the few to start it.
Yeah.
Lil' Kim, like, that's a legacy. Yeah. You know, she was somebody who came in and she was doing it and she started, you know, expressing her sexuality freely. And I'm just like, if you never did it, then who would have started it?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, definitely. I mean, definitely we saw a lot of women back then doing that.
Not just her, multiple.
Yeah, and we see it. We see it even now with some of these artists. Like, for a while, it was just Nicki Minaj on that platform. But it's so many dope females coming up in the industry now, and they talk.
But do you feel like it's too much?
I don't. I don't. And here, I will tell you why. Because I'm somebody, like, look where we're at 93.7 The Beat. Like, this is hip-hop culture. Like, I like listening to music like that. Mm-hmm. So for so long, it's like you hear that type of, you hear men talking like that. It's nice to hear women talking like that.
Yes.
It's almost like I can relate because it's like you even think about, we're in Houston, you think about Megan Thee Stallion.
Baby, Megan is out here doing it.
She out here doing it. And when you listen to her music, it's very like she almost sounds like she can go head to like toe with a man. You know what I mean?
And she said, "Can't nobody freak like her."
Yeah, it's that same energy, and exactly, she expresses her sexuality.
You know
she uses that type of language.
So deeper than that. Oh my goodness, I'm glad you said that because you said that she can go toe to toe with a man, but that's just like when it goes to in the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to take it there. But it's just like sometimes women are so shy to be the aggressor or be the one that say that they wanted to. But just like men wanted, like females wanted just as bad, but they just don't express themselves.
Same thing. And that's it being expressed like in her music. Like, you know, I can say these type of things. I can talk about my sexuality. I can talk about that dominance that she feels. I don't think that takes away from her femininity. I think that even that is empowering in itself. Because it's a lot of women that probably that want to speak.
Sip on this juice.
A lot of women that want to speak the way she speaks, and not just her. Like you look at all these other. I know City Girls. That's another great example. Like because I'm thinking of like mainstream. Somebody a lot of people might listen to. You listen to their music. They don't hold that. They talk that talk. You know. So it's like to me that doesn't. You look at that like is it ladylike? To me, I don't think that takes away from the woman you are or you being ladylike just because they talking like this. Like a lot of women probably wish they could speak like that, but they can't. You know what I mean? So
I feel like I'm very acceptant to everything that our culture have to offer. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's always that double standard that's standing in the way. Cause I know it's all the time. I'm sitting there and it's something in the back of my head where I can't do that because it's not ladylike. You know what I'm saying? Like,
or you have to second guess.
I have to second guess myself because I don't want to put myself out there like that. Like that's my thing.
No, I definitely understand that.
It's so many things to go into that.
Yeah,
it's considered it's not unladylike, and at the end of the day, like. It's a double standard.
No, it's definitely a double standard. I agree because especially when I think about that, just hearing that it's unladylike, I think about growing up and it's like you hear that more from the older generations. Like I remember when I first got like my first nose piercing and my great grandmother was like,
girl, hunty.
She was like, you know, that's not what a lady does.
Now, you know my mama didn't tell you.
That's not. She's like, get a tattoo? Oh, you done did that to your body. Who's gonna want you? Like you hear that type of stuff, but it's just kind of funny.
This is facts.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because you just think about it like, you know, it shows you that the times
have changed,
you know, and it is a lot of people fighting for that, but it's still grounded in a lot of people because you think that's my great grandmother, that's my those people aren't that. I'm hearing that even though I'm in a different generation, it's like that mentality is still carried down in some aspects.
You're right, because baby, when I got my first piercing on my belly button,
oh yeah,
it's not even something that anybody can see. When I tell you, my mama told everybody.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she didn't win and got her belly button pierced. And I'm just like.
Was she like on the phone in front of you? Like, she
girl,
went and
what?
did.
Was she? I could hear her in the other room.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she done got her belly button pierced.
That's never good. That's never good.
Oh, she got this nose piercing.
And she thinks she grown because she done got.
Oh, she thinks she grown. God said it all the time to other people. Oh, you think you grown, huh?
Because I heard that from your mama.
I ain't got it from my mama. You think you grown, don't you?
Yeah, seriously. So
it ain't ladylike.
Yeah, it is. It's like, but I can appreciate women and people in general who are fighting to. You know, they're trying to break those barriers when it comes to this is how a man should act. This is how a woman should act. I even see a lot of men, like, you know, Instagram, that's my platform. So I always refer, like when I think about social media, that's my favorite place. So I always think about Instagram. But I see a lot of men on Instagram, even who are doing things to defy the whole, like for example, and even outside of Instagram, but like the stay-at-home dad. You're seeing a lot more of that as well.
But you know, I seen people protesting for the baby changer in the men's restroom.
Oh Oh my God, yes, I saw that.
I seen that a lot of, and I feel like it should be, because I seen a man go in the restroom with his daughter, and I'm just like, okay, where is he going to change his daughter?
Because there's dads that carry around their children too. It's like we have to look at it from both aspects. And I love that you brought that up, because I saw a commercial. Did you see? It was John Legend. I scrolled past it, but I saw like a little clip of it, and it was like him changing his child. And it was like all these dads in the back. They were singing a song about like, yes, I gotta change the diaper. So it was like, when do you ever
need to go and look this up for real?
Like, when do you ever see a diaper commercial with all dads? Like stuff like that.
It don't happen too often.
It's not normal.
So does that mean that we need to, even though we have a lot of things that are frowned upon as women, do we feel like it's 50-50, or do you not feel like it's 50-50?
I don't know. I still don't feel like it's 50-50. Okay, that's just me.
So is it 80-20?
I don't even know if I could put a percentage.
Like,
I don't know if I could put it on a certain percentage. Maybe I would have to go look up the statistics to back it up. But
this is
I'm
about
just saying,
you, how you feel.
This is my personal opinion. I feel like it's, I do think it's more on women, but that's from my experience. So, but I think
at the end of the day, we're gonna fight for equality
on all aspects. Huh?
On all aspects. You see how I did that? We're gonna fight for equality for women, because the women get a lot more backlash for standing up and fighting for our rights and fighting for just being able to be us.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And we deal with a whole bunch of more BS than y'all do, okay?
That's what I'm saying. It's like, it's just a lot, but I can appreciate people who are doing things to challenge that. And I do think that it's being acknowledged more. So although it's like it takes time to change things and to really make things go into effect, but I do think that more people are bringing awareness to it,
Listen. Before we wrap this up, I just want to say, I want to bring this out, because I had a man that told me basically like my place was at home.
Yeah. Stuff like that. I've heard stuff like that before too.
Or on the other side, she can do more for me than you.
Yeah.
Like, what?
What does that mean?
What does that even mean?
What does that mean? Like, elaborate, sir.
First of all, what you're not going to do is say that my place is at home.
Yeah.
Because
what is this man? How does he have the right to tell you where your place is?
I work way more than you do, and like from where I stand. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out here trying to get it. I'm trying to get it just like you.
Yeah, dang.
And I feel like it's very offensive when a man sees that a woman makes more than him.
Well, that's a great point. The fact that you bring up a lot of men get offended. Because it's like, nowadays you have so many women who are out here like working
grinding
hard.
Right.
Yes. And honestly doing just as much as men.
Sis, you don't have to tell me, okay?
I know I
tell
don't.
Me, sis.
I
know what's up. I know what's up.
Cause you live it.
We know what's up. You don't have to tell me.
Yes. No, so I understand that aspect of like, a man may feel intimidated perhaps, because it's like
I feel like a man should come in and be like, dang, like if this his girl or this somebody he's trying to fool with, yeah, my girl out here getting it, my future out here,
and
that's
so attractive when you have a relationship like that, or when you're with somebody like that.
I just don't like when a man, he already have expectations for you before he comes in. Right. Oh, your place is here. Or I expect you, because we're in a new generation and y'all out here doing something, then he expects you to already be on top. Like, what if I'm one of those females that's just getting started? Yeah. Like, still encourage me. Because, I feel like when it comes to, what can you bring to the table? Even though I say I am the table, a lot of people don't look at it like that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People could be like, even though I say I am the table, dudes can be like, what can you bring to the table? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if you're just getting started? So it's just multiple ways to look at it.
Well, I think even when you are looking for a relationship, both sides should look at it like that. Like, what are you bringing to the table?
But
like,
what if you can't bring anything to the table when you're trying to get started?
But it goes past just money. Like, you might not be able to bring a lot of money to the table, but what are other aspects you can bring to the table?
That's what
I'm not just saying career-wise.
I don't look at just money.
Yeah, because somebody might be in a position where they're not making a lot of money, but they're doing things to prepare to make a lot of money. So that's not necessarily everything that goes into it. But yeah, I definitely think that is a very common double standard. Sorry. I definitely think that's a common. I'm like, what's the word? Lord have mercy. I definitely think that's a very common double standard when you have for a man, when you see a woman and oh, you're making more money, or oh, you're doing more. Maybe it's like, okay, but even in that circumstance, like, I don't think that makes a man any less of a man, because you have plenty of men out here who are, it's all about balance. Yeah,
and a woman got to pick up and do her thing. So,
but that's what it should be. It should be balance. It should be like, you should be able to.
So, moral of the story. What is moral of the story? Like, how should we end this conversation? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Let's
go. But I'm trying to figure out, like, let's get to the root of the issue. Like, let's get to the root of how everybody should view this situation.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So,
I mean, at the end of the day, I think every situation is different.
Everyone is different.
Yeah.
But from a millennial, from this we ain't new yet because we didn't got a new generation in here, but from this previous generation, how do you view everything? How do you feel like it should be looked at?
Well,
in your situation or
I just feel like,
because in my situation, I'm gonna tell you about my situation. I'm the table, okay? So,
period. Basically, that's what it comes down to.
Like, that's just a joke. But at the end of the day, I feel like I would love for my man to be able to. We both can bring something to the table.
Yeah.
And he don't just look at me as, oh, she's a stay-at-home wife. Because in reality, I'm going to have to be like, babe, I'm working late tonight. Can you go
you say ain't no stay-at-home wife.
No, babe, can you go pick up the kids can you go pick the kid up from school?
Yeah, and I think that's a great thing when a man is able to realize, like, that doesn't, making all the money or doing all those things isn't what makes me a man.
Don't
like,
let
at the end of the day, you need,
define you.
Yeah, you need the balance. Like, as long as each person is bringing their aspect of what they do to the relationship, I think that's cool. In general, it's like, whether it's a relationship, whether it's whatever you're going through, like, everybody's different. So it's like, you can't let double standards define how you live your life. Like, oh, a man needs to be doing this, a man needs to do that. Like, people can look at men like, I will tell you right now, one of the most attractive things to me is a man that can cook. But do you know how many? Yes, okay. Absolutely. Listen, I love that.
Because I'm not gonna even lie to you. Let me tell you something about me. I might not know every model to the car. I might not know in depth about a vehicle. Yeah. But guess what? When I had my old hoop-de-doo back in the day, baby, when something was broke, I knew what was wrong with it.
See, and that's good.
I knew. Like, I was up under the hood, like, okay, this is a...
You didn't have to wait for anybody to come do this and that. So
that is attractive.
Now, I don't know nothing about cars, but...
I mean, everybody is different. Everybody is different,
that's the point. Everybody's different, and at the end of the day...
I hate when they be like, oh, this is a man's job. Because I get that all the time. Oh, your car dirty. I can say you don't got no man. You don't know my life.
But what if I could do that job better than you? It's like, do the
You don't know my life.
You don't know my life. Like, do the things that you're good at. Bring the aspects of yourself that are your best. Bring those things to the table. And at the end of the day, even like that, like I said, one of my favorite things is when a man can cook. Like, some men look at that as like, oh, I'm not getting in the kitchen. That's a woman's like.
Well, you gotta get up in there and whip you better go whip them noodles and turn that pasta.
You better whip them noodles. I love it. Like, I love it. I think that's so cool.
So the takeaways from today's show is,
don't judge people. Like, I don't know, just be cool. If you see a man out there whipping it up in the kitchen, be like, oh, that's sexy. Can I get a bite?
Listen. So the takeaway from today's show is, do not let double standards define who you are in your character.
Yeah.
You see how I did that?
I see how you did
I
that.
got serious real quick, and I had to
see how you did that.
I had to whip it up in the kitchen real quick.
You have to whip it up. You have to whip it up.
We're not gonna let double standards define who we are as people.
Yeah.
Our generation, our culture, everything.
Yeah, like
You know what I'm saying?
you shouldn't let those old traditions and just people trying to tell you how you should represent yourself. Be you.
Exactly. Be true to who you are. So stay tuned for next week. Follow us.
Valentine's Day.
Wait a minute before I say all of that. Scratch all of that, guys. We have a Valentine's Day special for you guys. So stay tuned for next week. It's going to be lit or it's going to be lit?
It's going to be lit.
All right, it's going to be lit on our channel, okay? So like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Bri and T on the beat. We're out.